drawings. And we see in the chat, everybody in the chat loves to try to prove that they are clairvoyant. And Serial Sal was the first one in the chat, coming in with answer number 34. FPV Kev 33. The Vicky Sean thinks it's going to be 33. Rainier thinks it's going to be 34. Guys, this is going to be awesome. All right, here we go. Let's give this thing a shuffle. Shuffle, 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 and spin. And let's see what the correct answer is going to be. Oh, baby. I mean, all of them were good. They were all potentially good ones, but 34 is a real good one. So, guys, while producer Mike is getting that stuff ready for us, let's take a look and learn just a little bit more about our runners. Of course, we already know Neil Zhu is a freshman and started CADing 9 years ago. He's also currently taking a leave from school to pursue a full-time engineering internship designing high-performance battery packs for the automotive and aviation industry. Nice. And he's joining SpaceX this summer on the Starship booster team. That is so cool. And that is not an easy gig to get. And on the right, we've got Mehtab, who of course is brand new to Fusion, brand new to, even pretty new to SolidWorks, but has already won over 10 CAD contests. He's interested in robotics and automation, and he loves TooTallToby drawings. Gamify it. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. Well, listen. Neil Zhu has 1 point. If Neil Zhu can win the second point, he is officially our champion, wins first place, and wins a Bamboo Lab H2D with the AMS. Huge, awesome first prize. However, if Mehtab wins this match, then we all win because we get to go to a third battle. Jonathan, are you ready for this?
I can't wait. Let's do this.
All right, here we go. Drawing number 34. This next CAD vs. CAD battle featuring Neil Zhu, our #1 seed from the United States, going up against Mehtab, our #2 seed from Bangladesh. This CAD vs. CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go. And so we can see here, the question is, what is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? Really cool mechanical engineering type part here, a triple claw coupling. And both of our runners have grabbed a screen capture. Both of our runners are in their Fusion. Let's jump over and take a look and see how they get this thing started. A lot of different ways you could get this thing started. It's a kind of traditional cast part that then has some machined features, which means that some of the elements have draft and some do not. You have draft when you perform a casting, but then a lot of times when you machine, you don't need that draft. So these are kind of my favorite types of parts to do, Jonathan.
Man, Neil's getting those constraints in there so quickly. I don't even understand how he's doing that.
Yeah, he must have a bunch of good hotkeys mapped.
Yeah, just like making his own hotkeys for everything.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's fast.
Yeah, Neil is absolutely screamed. But look at Mehtab drawing first blood. Already has that feature in place, already has a draft on it, already has the fillet on it. And look at this, doing some multi-body there to get that hollowed out section. That was pretty clutch. Pretty clutch.
Yeah, it's clever for sure.
Yes.
It's your shelling it out. Not a tool I use very much for whatever reason. I tend to kind of draw things, you know what I mean? But it's a lot faster.
Yeah, that's how I did it. That's definitely how I did it when I modeled this thing up. I did it with a cut revolve on the inside. But Mehtab, recognizing that the fillet on the inside and the fillet on the outside were off by the wall thickness, and he said, oh, I can just shell this. Very, very clutch. And here we see again, Mehtab really seems to be a specialist at doing the features one at a time instead of combining them all together. And it's clear that there is a lot of value to that. He's able to, instead of combining that all into one sketch, he's just doing it here using multiple sketches, multiple features, and just getting it done. And so Mehtab is now done with that first section. But notice Neil, by putting all that information in that first sketch, he's already basically caught up. All he has to do is add the keyway, and they are, they're tied up.
Yeah.
So now Mehtab, you can see kind of pausing for a second, thinking about what this thing is supposed to look like. You can see that we have these three, there's a coupling. You have two of these couplings that go together, and then there'd be a star in the middle that would engage these three teeth. And so each of those teeth is going to end up coming from the original cast part. So each of those teeth is going to have that draft on it. And so this is where we're going to be challenging our runners to get into, showing their skills as far as both reading the drawing and applying the required features.
Okay, I see where you got the measurement for that. I wonder
if they see it.
I think I know how I would do this.
Yeah.
Then it looks like Yeah, once again, Neil's doing it the way I would.
Yeah, Neil Z getting in there, deciphering that drawing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And getting in there and getting that tooth in place. Now let's see what he ends up, where he ends up going with it from here, because there is a little bit of, you know, if you ever seen one of these in the real world, there is kind of some kind of tricky geometry on this thing. It's not, yeah, and these are my favorite kinds of models, because in the real world, you know, the reason that they are the way that they are is because the engineers figured out over time, like this system really works well if you do it this way. And so, you know, instead of starting,
I like how these models are, all the models you've brought up here are, you know, realistic. Like they've got draft angles, they've got, you know, keyways. I mean, it's things that it's the way things are made in real life. You know,
yeah.
Makes it
so important. Yeah, so important, because you will run into these things, you know, and you will need to know how to make these features as you go through your CAD and your engineering career. And wow, Neil, I gotta again give a shout out to Neil for just being able to decipher that drawing so quickly,
blazing through.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
there's a sneaky feature there I probably would have missed if I hadn't looked back at it just now. Not going to give you any hints, guys.
Nope. And so Neil looks like he's getting ready to get that material in there, and we might end up seeing an answer here. We're going to keep an eye on the chat.
He's in the chat.
Looks like Mehtab used a delete face there. Got a peek of it. Okay, and Neil comes in with his answer, 1387 grams, and that is not correct. That is not correct within tolerance. We are looking for the answer within a specified tolerance of plus or minus 1 gram. So Neil Zhu possibly opening the door here for Mehtab.
He caught it.
Comes in. Yep, I see indeed. He did catch it. Yep. So comes in with an incorrect answer. He came in with the answer 1387.
Man, this guy goes fast. Good Lord.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so we're watching the chat. I saw him do another. I saw him take another. Okay, and Neil Z comes in with his second answer, 1385.7 grams. And Jonathan, that is not correct. That is not correct. So we're looking for the answer in plus or minus 1 grams. And guys, we are officially bringing up the clock of doom. The clock of doom is now upon us. And so, Jonathan, the clock of doom, I don't know if you've seen this before, but basically when one user gets the answer wrong twice, the clock of doom kicks on and gives the other user 5 minutes to answer it, because otherwise the other user could just take forever. Right? Okay. So 5 minutes seems like a reasonable amount of time. We're already down to just 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So Mehtab now has has to not only play against all the nerves here. This is all the money right here. But Mehtab comes in with his answer, 1393 grams, and that is not correct. 1392.9 or 1393 grams, and that is not correct. We're looking for the correct answer within plus or minus 1 grams, 1393 grams, and that is not correct. So Mehtab now has used one of his answers. He still has a second answer. If he answers incorrectly, then this is a push, and we're going to go to another match. But the pressure is truly on Mehtab. We've got over 200 people watching now, Jonathan, or 199. We did have over 200 for a moment. And we're gonna remember, guys, in the chat, do not answer in the chat. This is up to these guys. These guys are the stars today. So do not answer in the chat. And we are watching Mehtab now. He's got 3 minutes and 45 seconds. He's looking through the drawing. He's trying to figure out maybe what he either missed or what he, a dimension that he has off or something like that. Man, Jonathan, this is some high stakes stuff right here. Yeah, exactly. Oh, go. Man.
All right, Mehtab's found a feature he missed.
Okay. Interesting. Look like
this is interesting because where the height of that hole is critical, because if you don't get that right, it's going to cut it at a different spot, and you're going to have less material cut out. Or more.
An anti-Ivan exploit, if you will. Yep, indeed. And Jern in the chat says, Mehtab, keep checking. Mehtab says, I'm not checking anymore. Mehtab comes in with his answer, 1390 grams. Jonathan, the correct answer is 1391 plus or minus 1. That is correct. 191 grams plus or minus 1 gram. And Mehtab earns the second point in this battle. And wow, guys.
Good game, guys.
GG. What a battle. Oh my goodness, guys. Be sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying this. The clock of doom was up. We had some super pressure there. Man, let's flip back to the presentation. And guys, I love seeing all the feedback. GG. Awesome job to the winner there, to Mehtab. They're now 1-1. We are in the finals. They both missed that hole. If you go back, Mike, could you go back to the full screen of that drawing? You'll notice here, Jonathan, that I actually put a note, a pretty prominent note there on the middle of the drawing that says hole for Keyway, and I made the font super big. The reason I did that is because after I modeled this, I waited a day or two, and then I audited it, and then I missed the hole also. So that's why I put that big note in